This is the last one, and then we're out of here. All right, so my pick, I gotta say, before I pick this one, show the world my pick here. I know no one that agrees with me. I know no one else that likes this movie. Yeah, it just has been announced that there's going to be a third one, and I think it's actually going to happen this time. With a stern spine and my chest popped out, my last selection, I stick up for the
Yes!
Boondock
Yes!
Oh my gosh! Fuck. I didn't think you're the first one that's.
I love this movie. Hell yeah, bro.
I do love this movie. All right, so let's just back up here. I'm not knocking the first one, certainly. The first one's amazing. Here was my only beef with the first movie was, there's the villain in this that, this badass prisoner that they bring out to purposely stop these brothers that are just unstoppable. And at the end of the movie, spoiler alert, this is like 1999. It's your fault by now, but it turns out it's their dad. So there's actually a shootout between the sons and the dad. And then they realize, oh, we're family. Let's stop. Because family is everything. And I dug the Boondock Saints so much that it was made being a Catholic kind of cool. I dug the whole thing about, I'm not even Irish, but I just dug their whole Irish heritage here. But at the end of the movie, it was so rushed of like, that's your dad. I don't know who dad is. That was my only thing. I'm like, I want them to elaborate who is dad. So they made this sequel, and I now have the Blu-ray where it was recolor corrected. It looks just modern as anything else. But I remember renting the DVD, and it looked bad, 39 mil. Like the color was terrible. And I think immediately turned everybody off. But after a few minutes, I got right into the story, and I'm like, this is a freaking amazing sequel. This is true to the first one. Same characters brought over. Even William Dafoe came back, not as big as role. But I got to learn who Dad was. I got to learn Dad's backstory. And I love this freaking flick. And every time I would tell people that, they looked at me like I had 3 freaking heads. They're just like, it sucks. I'm like, explain to me why it sucks. And no one could really explain to me why it sucks. They just say it sucks. It's kind of like when someone's like, I don't like the president. Tell me why. I don't like him. Like, well, that's you're not giving me anything to work with here. So Ross, since you're a fan, go for
it. Do you know that we just did Boondock Saints 1 on St. Patty's on PXF? We just reviewed one. So
if you do 2, let me know.
no, we're actually, we got a request from our boy who was on 1 to do 2, so we'll bring both you guys back. So I'm a Sicilian Irishman from Boston, so this hits home for me. I do have the graphic novel in Nometri Patri, which it follows a similar storyline to this, Lauren, basically the Il Duce origin, which is what you were referring to. I totally agree. I like the pacing of 1, but Il Duce is my favorite character. As you said, that's Connor and Murphy McManus's, the McManus brothers' father, as Lauren was saying.
Yep.
So he's introduced as this badass, and you kind of are wondering why he has this custom-made vest that holds 6 guns. That's kind of his signature, and it actually gives you that explanation, and it's actually a really good one. I thought it's not like how Furiosa gets her arm in that movie, and they're like, they spend the whole movie of Fury Road on it. When they show her make it, the movie, it's like 10 seconds. Like, you want like a little origin of their iconic kind of relic, right? So I love that. I love the whole dynamic with the Roman, played by Peter Fonda, a legend. That final shootout in Maine at the mansion. That's that all goes back to Troy Duffy because he grew up in Maine, the director. So that was kind of like a throwback to him, like kind of shooting like his like hometown area. What's it called? The Prudential scene when they go off the side of the Prudential building. I thought that was iconic. I mean, the Prudential is like the iconic landmark in Boston. So, pacing and story, maybe not as clear and concise as Boondock Saints 1. Also, the FBI agent, I thought she was really good. Talented actress.
Julie Benz from Dexter.
Yeah.
Yes.
She was and Saw 5.
And she was just so sexy. Like, she
thought she was really good. Easy on the eyes. Not as charismatic as Smecker, because Smecker really carries the first film, so to speak. And then there's that little Smecker cameo at the end. Talk of part 3, Lauren, but I don't think Troy will be coming back to direct.
Really? Because I thought I just saw an interview with him at Film Threat. I think it, dude. I'll link it up, but I think it's a full go. I think it's actually happening this year.
He wrote it, but I think they're bringing in a new director because he has an issue with Sean Patrick Flannery and Norman Reedus. So
I didn't know that yet. Oh, really? I didn't know he had a problem.
I'll fill you in on it offline.
All right. Yeah, but
good
I dug how the bad guy who was his partner, I love the whole idea what Billy Connolly was, what made him snap. That basically cops aren't doing nothing, I'm going to.
Yep.
I dug this. Aces is across the board. So when the Blu-ray came out and it's like the color's right, I was just like, oh gosh, this is great. So I got both of those Blu-rays not too far behind me. So with all that talking, Dave, I don't even know if you saw this, but
haven't seen one even.
Here's the thing. I saw the first one several times. I really liked it. And then when the second one came out, I think I rented it. This is like when it came out.
Yeah.
We're talking like 15 years ago.
I told you the color was terrible out of the gate.
I remember watching it. I remember liking Julie Benz in it. And I remember thinking, oh, that was all right. I liked the first one better, but it was an okay sequel. And I don't remember much else about it because I haven't watched it in 15 years.
Yeah, well.
So I don't have a whole lot to say, but I don't hate it. And I remember watching it, I didn't hate it.
Okay. Well,
that one dude, Lauren, when they go in the panic room, that dude that runs in there, that's Rob Wells from Trailer Park Boys. Have you guys ever seen Trailer Park Boys? Massive Canadian show.
I don't know Trailer Park Boys.
I know of it.
Yeah, he has a little cameo in Boondocks. That's actually how I found out about Trailer Park Boys.
Before I wrap this up, got to say the cameo dream sequence with Rocco.
Yes.
Where that speech he gives, especially, I say it all the time, real men hide their feelings. I just love that speech because it's kind of everything that the last woke few years about. Real man, you don't cry. Real men don't hide. Real men don't pound. Real men look you straight in the eye. I just love that. I just love that whole speech.
I love Rocco. Also, let it be known.
Born on the same day, me and Rocco.
Yes, David Del Rocco is the man. Let it be known that Judd Nelson is an actual New Englander. He is originally from Maine, so his accent was authentic in the film. Not a lot of people know that.